everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. This video is going to be a random number generator, chooses how many pages I read a day. Now this could go horrifically. I do have some plans throughout the week. I might be going to, like today I'm meeting up with a friend, we're going to watch Inside Out 2 and we're going to have some lunch together, so like that's quite a lot of time taken up today. Then I also have plans to possibly be going to Brighton with my partner, and then I've also got plans to meet up with someone on Wednesday, and again that's going to be kind of like a 4, 5, 6 hour event. So there's a couple of days throughout here where I could be completely screwed with how many pages I have to read. This is the Pretty Random app, and I have numbers 0 through to 300 generated on here. The max amount of pages is 300. I feel like I should lower it for today, but I don't want to start this challenge altering the amounts. So yeah, I'm gonna give a tap. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty fine. That's fine. 10 pages. I can easily read 10 pages. I'm actually very happy with that. That puts no pressure on me to read tonight. I'm currently reading The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is the second in the Nightborn duet on the Kindle app. And then I'm also currently reading The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. This one is like a crime thriller-y book. I am not very far through this at all. I'm literally 14 pages through on chapter 2. I would like to probably get more into this to get more into the story. I feel like I look like kind of like, you know, like the eclectic art teachers that you had in secondary school today. I decided to read The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith because we're not really into the part of the story at all yet where I was only on page 14. So I read more than 10 pages. I'm on page 32. We're definitely only just getting into kind of like the crux of what's gone on and what our main male investigator will be researching and finding. Hey everybody, it is day 2 of this reading challenge. I have come downstairs early. It's Sunday. Okay, let's see what we get. 112 pages. I feel like I can definitely do that today. That's fine. I didn't end up reading any more yesterday. I had just a really nice day, but a very busy day. I think I'm going to continue with The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith. I really want to get through this because I feel so guilty that it's been 2 years and I haven't even read this, and I need to be able to talk to Luke's family friend when I see her next about this book because I actually feel humbled that I haven't read it. So by the time I finish, I'll be on page 145 for today. So I'm probably going to get some of that read now whilst I have my cup of tea this morning. After I've done some admin bits. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on my thoughts and feelings. I don't really have many right now. You may be able to hear the seagulls and the dog. I'm very sorry if you can. But I did read the 112 pages. Hey. Time to head off. Okay. I read my 112 pages. Honestly, as of right now, I have no particular interest, and this book I'm finding very put downable. I'm not loving it, but I'm not necessarily hating it just yet. I do think I'll be able to get through it. I feel like what I need is a bigger reading chunk number, but we'll see what the generator gives us tomorrow. I am on page 147, so I just read like a couple more pages. Right now, I don't really care for our main male detective, and I kind of had, it's not as bad as this book that I'm about to mention, but if you guys remember, I read The Long Knives last year I believe, and I actually ended up donating that book because I hated it so much because the male detective was just so like not the right thing. The actual rest of the book was really good, but the way that it was written and the way that this male detective was portrayed was just not my cup of tea. And as of right now, I'm just not very caring of the detective. I will say the one person story who I am interested in is the female that is his secretary or working as his secretary. Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning now. Today Luke is doing a very long shift at work, so I'm kind of hoping for a higher number today, if I'm being completely honest, like a higher number of pages to read. Let's see what we get for today. 64 pages. I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to re-roll. I was hoping for more. I was kind of honestly hoping for like 200 and something pages. Should we tap again and see what we get? Let's tap again. Let's tap one more time. 97. Okay, I feel like the world just doesn't want me to read that much. So 97 pages it is. Okay guys, I want to give you guys an update. It is now 11:15 in the morning. I have read over 97 pages of The Cuckoo's Calling, but you may think that doesn't look like you're that far through. I'm on page 195, and I stopped because I just really wasn't enjoying it. I was bored, I wasn't really enjoying the story. So what I did, and I have never done this really, I skipped like 200 pages and read the last 100 pages because for some reason like my brain could not let go of the book until I had read the ending. So I just read the ending. And I'm here to say I just really don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy the writing style. I didn't enjoy the story. I don't enjoy our main character, to be completely honest with you. And I'm sure that there's probably going to be some type of development and relationship with the assistant in this book, but personally I'm just not feeling it. I'm not loving it, which is really sad, and I feel really guilty because this was gifted to me. But this is like a prime example where everybody's reading tastes are completely different. This was just too long, too slow, not enough going on, and I felt like that's why I didn't enjoy it. So unfortunately this was not for me, but this does clear, where is it? The second book from my TBR as well. I do own the Silkworm as well. I personally am finished with these two books. I don't think I don't have any desire to read the Silkworm. So for me, unfortunately, this is the end of my journey with these two books. So I'm gonna add these two books to the donation pile. Now in saying that, it is only 11:15, so I think we're going to randomly generate another roll of pages to read today because I am in a very big reading mood. Every time you open it, it starts at 0. I don't know why, but here we go. Let's tap and see. 100 pages. Okay, that's pretty good. 100 pages. And I think, I'm not actually entirely sure what I want to read right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try getting started on Belladonna and see how I do. If I'm not vibing it, then I'll change over to Swift and Saddled. Just because they're both kind of shorter. Like this one still is quite thick. I think it's 400 pages, but this one's very short. I think it's under 300 pages. So we'll see how I'm feeling. Let's go ahead and get reading. Okay guys, it is time for a little update. I decided to read Belladonna like I said I was going to, and I am now on chapter 13, page 102. And I think what I'm going to do tonight and what I'm going to do tomorrow night as well is I'm going to generate my number of pages this evening for tomorrow. I'm not going to read anymore today, I don't think. I'm absolutely loving this. It's reminding me of a book that I've read before and I can't remember what that book was. I absolutely love the interaction with death. I love our main character so far. She is a little naive, but I think it's kind of intentional, and I'm really enjoying the vibes. Like it's very like gothic vibes. I'm really loving the vibes that this book is giving. Like the aura, the atmosphere is just really good, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's just exactly what I needed, something slightly different. So yeah, let's have a look and see what number we get for tomorrow. 244 pages. I mean, okay, that's a lot. Good morning, everybody. I wanted to give you guys a quick update. It is 11:30 or about to be 11:30. I decided to pick up and continue reading Swift and Saddled. I only got 22 pages through last night, so this morning I did a really good chunk of reading. So we are almost halfway through. I'm on page 121 now, so we've read 99 pages this morning already. I've got 145 pages left to read. I definitely am going to be continuing Swift and Saddled. I think I can see myself just continuing it for the rest of the day. But this book is definitely one that I could finish in like one sitting. These books are so easy to read by Lyla Sage. Sorry, I'm just going to get myself ready whilst I talk, but they're so easy to read and they flow so quickly. I remember with Done and Dusted, I really loved it because our main character wasn't like a dickhead. Like he was a really nice person, and I do find that in like a lot of romance books, the men in there are just dominant for the sake of being dominant and like not actually in like the nicest way. a lot of the time, or like in the best way, but in this one, West or Western is literally just the best kind of formula of male. He's a bit bossy at times, but he is also really, really lovely. So like, yeah, I don't know, I really love it. I'm excited to learn more about our main character Ada. I've heard a lot of people say that they thought this felt really insta-lovey. I'm not going to say it's instant love, but I would say it's very instant attraction. But I remember with Done and Dusted it was almost similar because they knew each other before. Obviously in this one they don't know each other before, but I do think they both have a lot of baggage and a lot that they can connect to each other with. So yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I'm really, really, really enjoying my time in the book so far. It's one of those that's just such a quick, easy read, and I am still enjoying Belladonna. I didn't put Belladonna down because I wasn't enjoying it. I just really fancied a bit of Lyla Sage's writing. Sorry if you can hear Trevor's filter in the background. It is 7:10 in the evening and I've come to give you guys an update. I've just got out of the bar. I have finished Swift and Saddled by Lyla Sage. I'm going to be giving this 4.5 stars. I could give it another 5 stars, just like a 5 star just from my enjoyment of the book alone. I personally just really feel that Lyla Sage writes in such a way that is so compelling to just keep reading. These characters, you really care for them, you love them. It's such like a wholesome small town vibe. I personally really, really loved it. One thing that I will say is I didn't enjoy that there wasn't as much kind of background. I feel in the first book we had a lot of like that background and building and a lot of talk about the problems that the characters were going through. In this story it was more glossed over, which I think is why Done and Dusted was 5 stars for me, and this one is 4.5 to 4 to 4.5 stars. However, I did really enjoy this, and with finishing this I've read 265 pages today, so I have reached my page count. Guys, I'm not even joking when I say it's 8:30 and I'm gonna go to sleep now. But I thought we would generate our number of pages for tomorrow because I've got a very busy day, so I'm gonna have limited reading time. I almost need to plan my timings around what these pages are. Here we go. Oh no. It's not bad. 211 pages. That's about 4 hours of reading for me, which isn't too bad to be fair. If I do like 2 hours tomorrow morning and then 2 hours tomorrow evening, it could work pretty well. What are you eating for? Can you pass me a water bottle, please? Thank you.
Do that.
Okay guys, I took my...
Everyone's having a seizure.
I took my book with me, Belladonna. I'll do it upstairs in a minute then, no, leave you alone.
You stay down here.
I took my book, Belladonna, with me, but I didn't read anything yet, so I still have 211 pages to read today. However, I did do a little bit of damage in the bookstores. So we went to the Works and also went to Waterstones and a couple of local bookstores. But I did see The Rule Book by Sarah Adams for £3 and I absolutely adored When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by her, so I decided to pick it up because it was £3. And surprisingly, that was the only book that I picked up in the work. But then we went to Waterstones, and one of the books that I knew I wanted to get was the second in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, because I have this special edition from, is it Electric Monkey? I have the first book that I just read recently and I loved it, and I believe this is the second. These are really, really stunning editions, as you can see, foiled. It's kind of relating to the book. And as you can see, the headphones are on this cover, and on the sides you have the kind of classic like Apple headphones. You've got black bottom and top, and then you've got the text in the background with this, and you also have the string as your bookmark in here as well. The last book that I ended up picking up is one I've never heard of, and this is by Melissa Blair, and it's A Broken Blade, and this is part of the Halflings saga. And it just sounded really, really good and like something up my street. But the reason that I picked this up is because the first sentence up here really intrigued me. My body is made of scars. Some were done to me, but most I did to myself. Good evening, everybody. It is 9:30. I officially finished reading, I think at like 8:40, so like 20 to 9 or something like that. I decided to pick up Gild by Reverend Kennedy. I got to chapter 21, so I'm literally over halfway through this book, so maybe we can finish this tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm on page 215. So I read a little more than 211 pages, but just because I really like finishing on chapters, like clear chapters, so I read the whole chapter. I feel like I'm just before things are going to go down, so I feel like I'm just before something happens. I mean, things have been happening, but I would say there's been a lot of kind of world building, explanation, backstory. Pretty Random app is up. Our numbers are 0, this is really bright, 0 to 300 as always. I'm not exactly upset at it because I don't really have plans tomorrow, but that is like the 3rd high number. I feel like I've really jinxed this by asking for high numbers. Good morning, everybody. Let me take these off my neck. I have been listening to, this is a new thing for me, but I've been listening to the music to go with the books I'm reading. So I found a Plated Prisoner series playlist and I've been listening to that whilst I've been reading this morning. So I've spent this morning, this morning, early afternoon, reading Gild by Raven Kennedy, and I loved this. This was really good. I'm conflicted about my kind of ratings because it was slower than what I initially thought this book was going to be, but it's not that it was bad. I would say if you're someone who doesn't like an info dump, you may struggle with this, but I actually quite enjoyed the moments of info dumping because you had some flashbacks, but then you had like world building info dumping kind of thing, but it wasn't intense info dumping. It wasn't like pages and pages. It was like 3 sides of a page. So I feel like it wasn't that bad. I really, really enjoyed this. Now I had plans to go into a different book once I finished this book. But I think I'm going to go on to the second book in this series, which is Glint, because I already own it and I'm already in the series and I've done that kind of base world building. So I feel like for the rest of this week, it could be really good to go into that. I also did cry at part of this, and I would definitely say please, please, please read your trigger warnings for this. I quite like our main character, even though she is quite naive. I feel she's very hidden because she's very kind of like away from the world because of what she's been through, and that's what she wanted, was to just kind of have a break from being so exposed to the world and everything that was going wrong in her life and all the horrible things that she'd experienced. She needed that break and she needed that safety and comfort, and I definitely think our main character is now going to come to a point where she doesn't need all of those things. But I definitely think I want to continue on with Glint today. So we're finishing this. I've read 171 pages already today from the 252 that I've got to read. So I have 81 pages to read of a different book. So I think I'm going to get 81 pages into Glint, and I'm really in a reading mood. So I think I'm just going to do that now. Like, I think I'm just going to continue reading because I'm in a huge reading mood right now. Before I get started, I wanted to tell you guys this is 462 pages, so we could very well be reading this for the rest of the challenge, depending on how many pages we have to read each day. It's 2:30. It's been an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes if you want to be exact. I just got to page 93. I have officially read all the pages for today, and Glint is seeming to be even better than Gild already. This book is definitely intriguing me more than the first book was. I ended up just catching up my Fable account as well in between updating you guys, and in doing that I gave Gild 3.5 stars. It just felt more like the right rating, especially considering this series I feel has potential to get even higher ratings from me as it goes on. And for example, this book I can already tell you is probably going to get higher than 3.5 stars because I just feel like the story is in full swing now. We've got a lot more going on, we've got a lot more to learn. Our main character is getting a bit more of a backbone, you know, all of those things are really paying into the story. I will most likely end up reading more today, to be perfectly honest. Hello guys, I thought I'd come in to give you guys an update. I look significantly better. I continue to read and I'm currently on page 167. Currently, and I'm going to read a few more chapters, maybe for like an hour, I think. Our character in the main story has definitely developed in a way that is beautiful. Very slowly, she's coming out of her shell. I predicted what her big secret was straight away, by the way, in the first book. I just predicted it and I was like, yeah, I feel like this is what it is, and your girl was right. But that doesn't really faze me because I'm really enjoying the way that it's coming about and the way that she has to kind of have that personal acceptance. I think something for me is she's hidden so long by herself, and I've read a lot of reviews and people feel frustrated by her, but I wouldn't say that she's naive. I'd say she was exposed to harsh conditions in a harsh, cruel world way too quickly when she was younger, and she relies on that safety. But a lot of the things that a character in this book has said to her make so much sense to me, and I just love it. And I have a feeling that a character's not who they say they are. Anyway, on to the Pretty Random app. Let's see how many pages we're going to read tomorrow. I don't really have that many plans tomorrow, but I do need to do all the things that I didn't do today tomorrow. So I can have a big reading chunk, but I kind of need it to be one I can read quite quickly. So let's see what we're going to get for Friday's roll, the second to last day. 179. That feels really doable. My friend's calling me, so I'll catch you guys up later. It's 11:05 at night and I have not yet reached my reading goal for today, but we just got back from the cinema from seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was just really, really funny and so humorical. I finished Glint by Raven Kennedy, and although I am kind of predicting some of the things I think are happening, I feel like it's because she's sprinkling out the clues really well, so you kind of get to build that picture yourself. There were some massive revelations in this book, and I definitely think that in the next book we're going to get so much more, even more character development from our main character. I have not yet said her name because I know that in my head I'm not saying it the same way as everybody else pronounce her name. I'm saying it Oren. I think I'm going to give this one 4 or 4.5 stars. This was definitely better than the first one. Way more compelling. And I just really, really enjoyed this. And oh my god, there's an introduction to a character in here that I am head over heels obsessed with, and I cannot wait to basically get to see more of them in the next book, hopefully. But having finished this book, that means I have read 109 pages of the 179 that I need to read, so I still need to read 70 more pages tonight. And luckily, here she is. Gleam came in the mail, which I'm very, very happy about. This is the 3rd book. I'm still loving this series. I'm still wanting to read it, so I'm going to just keep going with how I feel, and I feel like reading this series. Hey guys, it is 20 to 2 in the morning. I've just finished reading my pages, 70 pages of Gleam. I'm just going to really quickly give you guys my randomized number for tomorrow, and then I'm going to sleep. Are we ready? The highest number yet. Bloody hell. I'm not sure this is actually going to be possible tomorrow because I'm driving for 2 hours. I'm at a baby shower from 2 p.m. And then I'm going to be with my mum and my family. So we'll see if I actually manage to read these pages. I might have to do them on Sunday, but we'll see. I washed my hair last night, so that's why it looks a bit crazy. But I thought I would get ready and talk to you guys about the Gild series a little bit more. I feel like I've just really been giving you updates about if I have or haven't been reading instead of how I've been feeling about the book. So I thought I'd quickly give you guys a rundown since today is the last day of this challenge. The first book in the series was slower than what I anticipated it being, if I'm being completely honest. However, it definitely built a depth to the world and the kingdom that you're in and the type of people that are in this kingdom. And I will say it was very, very eye-opening, and I do really like that we didn't learn everything about our main character in one go. And I think I briefly did say this, so it is like almost info dumpy moments where the writing is in a different text and it's telling you this history about the world in like a flashback, or just in like almost an out of context like textbook kind of read. And although for some people I think they would argue that that's not well blended into the book, I personally really enjoyed that, because sometimes it can get just a bit boring listening to a character telling you about the world. And I really enjoyed how it just kind of got straight to the point, like, yes, this is what the world's like, this is what we do, this is how people have been living, this is this, like basically it just got straight to the point. And I really enjoyed that was part of the story. And honestly, I really enjoyed the first book. It wasn't the best, and I definitely think it was a bit too slow paced at parts. However, the ending was really good. It was kind of cliffhangery, but if you're someone who doesn't like to read a whole series in one go, which I normally take frequent breaks in between series, this is just a rare occasion where I'm just dying to get to know more about it and to get more information, and I'm dying for a particular relationship branch to hopefully happen. I'm not sure if it will, but I would love if it would. One thing that I will say is I saw a lot of reviews that were very irritated about the main character in the first book, and personally I understand where the frustration comes from, but from the backstory and what we know about our character, you know, from a very young age she was revealed to all of these horrible things that you would hope that nobody ever experiences in their whole life. And actually the whole reason for her wanting to be hidden and caged and away from society, and yes, maybe, you know, yes, manipulated, is because she is so sick and tired of being used and being defeated and knocked down all the time. And I really felt like I could resonate with her character a little bit, you know, not in terms of like what she's been through, but in terms of if you've ever wanted to hide away for a couple of days because something gets too big or something's too difficult or something's really overwhelming you. I completely understand that, you know, logic. And in this book she's putting her trust into someone, and of course she's going to trust them because they've been there and they were the people that got her out of that situation. So I think although I can see where people are coming from, I really do see the reasoning in the text, in the story, as to why she is like that, why she made that decision. And quite honestly, it doesn't really faze me. And what I do say that I really love is her character development throughout this book is phenomenal. I wouldn't say she develops much in Gild, but throughout Glint she definitely is getting more character development. And even at the beginning of Gleam, I'm like literally 80 something pages in, she has really grown a backbone, she's really developed as a character, and I think in all honesty it gives her space to become who she is or who she wants to be without the manipulation. And the fact that her character is developing is such a big positive, and I really love her as a main character, even though she starts off as naive. And yes, it's frustrating to read, yes, I felt annoyed at her at points, but honestly, as she's developed as a character, I'm starting to like her so much. I like her so much more. And I liked her at the beginning, she was okay, she was a bit annoying at parts. And trust me, there are things that she does in this book that will make you annoyed. There's a decision that she makes that just pisses me off, to be honest, but you kind of have to forgive her. And there were a lot of reveals at the end of Glint, and I will say one thing that I do want to say actually is that I did foresee what was happening, and I predicted it in the first book about our main female character, and it's frustrating that she chose to do that, but at the same time it's completely fine. There's logic, there's definitely that background built, and there's that foreground built, and there's a plot being built, and I can see all of it going in the right direction. And I do think it's a little bit what some people might classify as stereotypical or easy to track, but I kind of like that. I'm really enjoying that about this series, and I cannot wait for when the romance hits. And if the romance does not hit, I'm gonna have some problems if it doesn't hit in Gleam, all right? I understand, strong independent woman, but my God, I really want to see this bloody relationship bloom. we're in a very different background where I'm at my mum's house. Are you coming in? Come on. Good boy. Good boy. This is my brother's puppy. Look how cute. Hello, baby. Hello. You're a good boy. You're posing for the camera. I wanted to give you guys a reading update. It is now Sunday. Hey, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. You look so cute. Anyway, it's now Sunday. I have not read the pages, but I am getting there. I'm on page 237. So I do have a good chunk of pages left. I think I'll be on something like 300 maybe. Good boy. We are handing out belly rubs right now. I am a day behind. I was absolutely exhausted yesterday. The baby shower was lovely, but the drive was longer than it should have been. And then I also, when I got back, I literally just spent my whole time talking to my mum and her partner, and then we had some dinner and it was really nice, and we went to bed and I was absolutely knackered. So because I was absolutely exhausted, I only read 2 chapters last night. So I have done majority of my reading today, but I am really loving where this book is going, and I feel this book has definitely been that kind of turning point in the series where we start to see our main female character really get stronger and more confident and more I need to do this for me, and really noticing who is a liar and who is manipulative, and she's really putting her foot down and saying like, no, I won't stand for this, like, no, this is not right, or no, like, I'm doing this for me. I will update you guys when I have finished reading the pages for yesterday's pages. Hey guys, I need to do a quick outro and update for you guys. I didn't get to update you guys on Sunday, and yesterday I was with my family all day, so I was really enjoying that time with them. But I did end up reading over the amount of allocated pages on Sunday. I read nothing yesterday, but I did get to page 465 yesterday, and I absolutely am adoring this book. I'm so happy with how many books we managed to read in this video as well. I read so many books this week, and considering I haven't really read as many books this month so far as I would normally read, and we've only got this week left, I feel as though I definitely caught up a lot with my reading this week. So yeah, that is everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here or like to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys all in my next one. Bye.